Oh, there he is. There it is. I was actually, no lie, Puna, I was literally reading your message right now. Perre tuona aina mukana herkuna or herkuya. The family always brings snack with them. You better. This is gonna be literally our thing. Whatever we do, I just liked it now. Whatever we do, we always got to bring snacks. Let me take care of you right now. Hold on. Number one in here. What snacks did you bring today, Puna? What snacks did you bring? Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to add this. Mm-mm-mm-mm. More. What you got? That's what we do. Yes, Puna. What snack do you got today? And also for you, what? Hold on. Jalapeno chips. There we go. Oh, you like spicy? Spicy is my shit. I like anything spicy. Um, if you don't mind, because I know I always call you by this, but this pieni hetki cookie. Do you have a name that I can call you that's slightly easier than that? Unless you want me to call you pieni, and that'd just be funny. Can I have a nickname that I can give for you? So there's a lot of time you trying to remember that. I have white wine and cashew nuts. I am also a cashew nut kind of guy too, but white wine, I like that little mixture. Yeah, well, I got a showcase. Now, listen, I've been hitting the gym a little bit more. I'm in the process of doing a little collaboration that I hope is really fun for you guys. But for me to do it, I'm like, I got to get in shape. I got to get back in good physical shape. So part of my snack is actually rice chicken with curry that I made and some ketchup on top. Why does it seem, and let me know because I know you said that you're from France, being you had to get Kiko Kikoki. But is it popular? I didn't realize this until I moved to here in Finland, but they put ketchup on everything. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, really? Is that's a thing? And then also I have here this puutarhamariat, which is like a little yogurt, like a drinkable yogurt. Wait, yogurt. Yeah. And then very random, but this kaukoa. Oh, Gaga. Yeah, which is like this pudding. Very random adjustment. So strange. There's my bambuchi. What's up, man? I don't have I don't have a name indeed. Lizzie. Is it Lizzie? Is that how you would pronounce it? Lizzie? And is that French? I've heard that growing up. Yeah, so guys, here's something that I'm gonna do today because I am gonna have to. I know it sucks. I know we usually go longer. I'm gonna make it slightly shorter today because I've been trying to ram through this Juju Kaisen anime series because I know season three is coming. And my girl's been watching that for a while, so she really wants me to watch season three. So I'm trying to watch all of them now so I can catch up with her. But what I did, I wrote no notes so that I can stay organized here. Part one, and I'll repeat it again just as other people join today. But one, the Discord that you guys requested, I will be releasing on Monday. I had been working on it, trying to understand Discord and things like that. Will be coming to you guys on Monday, or I'll be opening it to everyone on Monday. Still trying to learn what Discord is all about. Next, any questions today? I'm going to open the door for you guys to ask questions that you have about America in general, whether it's growing up, lifestyle, whatever it is, comparison to Finland, to America, whatever. I'm going to answer those, but I'm going to put myself on a timer for 1 minute and 30 seconds so I can do better on answering and not ranting off. And then lastly, I guess we can close it with this, but what should we talk about next Sunday? What is a topic you guys want to cover? Because I'm actually curious about that too. Not big on ketchup in France, except for fries. 100%. Kind of how I grew up. Yes, Lizzie for Elizabeth. Okay. Okay. So are you born and raised in France and your family's also from France? I'm just very curious about the last name or the first name because I didn't realize that in France the names also had these like common names even amongst English. Curry, chicken, rice. Part of the snack deal today. And Bambucha, what do you have on your snack agenda? I already got it from Lizzie and also from Buna. If you're still there, let me see real quick. Mm, hold on. Lizzie, wait, real quick. As I'm thinking about this, ironically, America's cool. Is hangover food like kebab big in America? No. And I'm gonna break that down. And I got that minute 30 seconds. So to Lizzie, real quick. Ironically, I was in my first ever movie last year, and I had like a short role. It was just they reached out to me, and being that I'm a content creator here in Finland, and in the role, it actually was on Apple TV and all of that kind of stuff, and I guess did well there. But it was funny because I found the movie on YouTube. Obviously, it's not the actual movie. I mean, it's the movie, but it's completely dubbed, and I believe it's in French. So we can actually see me in French speaking a scene. It's hilarious. But going to Bambucha, your question about kebab, that actually blew me away. One of the first things that blew me away about moving to Finland was this weird culture mix that I found. I found that many immigrants that move into Finland, they grab different things that they know work and run with it. So what I mean by that is growing up in America, if you were, even though it was Americanized, 100% Bambucha, a lot of times what would happen is the Chinese would just take American food and then put Chinese ingredients to it. So it was like Americanized Chinese food, but the Chinese make Chinese food, Koreans make Korean food, people from the Middle East make their Middle Eastern kebabs and things like that, and Italians make pizza. So that was kind of it. So it was really strange to me when I moved abroad, and then you got the Korean guy running a Japanese restaurant, the dude from Iran running a pizza shop. I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, that was blew my mind. But to your question, a lot of people in America, depending on which region, like in Philly, a lot of people they going to get a Philly cheesesteak or maybe yeah, a lot of times it's stuff like that. Like they're knocking stuff off like that or pizza. When I went to live in the West Coast and I was in California, I was blown away. But them motherfuckers, they was eating like tacos and burritos. And I was like, that would make me feel even worse and more sick if I was like gassed out, drunk, and then trying to eat that kind of stuff. But that's what they used to do. They'd be like, pull over there, let's get a taco. America, wait. Yes, born and raised in France, but I've lived in the UK. Ah, so Elizabeth became Lizzie, and I kept it. All my family is still in France. I escaped. Damn, you escaped. That don't sound like a good day. It wasn't a good spot this day. Chat out, behave for a few minutes. I need to make a quick call. Go for it. Go for it. The family's always doing well here. So, like I said, opening the door today to us having a conversation about things that are because I know a lot of the content that I make based on living here in Finland is has been appreciated and a lot of curiosity amongst Finns based off of the American, like, oh, he's from America, being here in Finland, kind of sharing the change. So I do want to share something because the video that I actually just did, thank you guys for watching that. When I was doing the video about the sauna, that is a prime example. Like I already reiterated pretty much in that um video. When I was living in America, like sauna culture is not like it's not even a culture at all. And like I said, unless you are a part of probably some spiritual group or something like that, that they've decided to utilize sauna for that thing, it does not mix in. It doesn't mix at all. Let's go crazy, Putin's not watching. Exactly. Let's go wild. You guys got to say whatever you want. He has to come clean it up when he comes back. Oh my gosh. You've been drinking the wine. That's why you acting like that. Mm, this is good. But yeah, so the other thing is cities run differently. I'm asking a question to you really quick, Lizzie. Where the heck did I put my water? I gotta go grab my water. But in the meantime, while I'm going to go grab my water, Lizzie, in France, what is it since you moved abroad to Finland? What is one of the biggest now maybe because I don't want you to have to send a novel on here. What was something that you immediately noticed? Wow, this is a lot different than home. Take a moment to answer that. I'm gonna grab a water just real quick. One moment. Wait for me. Water. Okay. France isn't that terrible. France isn't that terrible. I'm just very introverted, and Finland is the place to be for introverted people, I feel. Ironically, I can agree with that. Once again, let's relate it to kind of that weird mixture of America, me coming from America to Finland. But one of the things that Finns have been so fun saying in the comments that I can relate to you on there, Lizzie, is I think that I have a lot of outgoing qualities, but also there is introverted qualities within me that I really like to be in my own space, and particularly if I'm I guess family and stuff, that I like to be around, because even when I was in America, I really remember like struggling with, like, you go out in public and there's always a conversation that somebody's trying to have, or hey, how you doing, and and you're like, you start trying to avoid people in your daily life walking out and stuff, because you're like, I don't feel like getting caught in the conversation. I just want to be in my own space. I don't So I definitely can realize, like, once I came to Finland, nobody's gonna bother me. My neighbor's not gonna bother me. All of these different things, icing on the cake. It's nice because it's optional, not forced. I guess the quietness and how people are minding their own business. True. Good and bad. I think it's really great that people mind their own business, but I do also think that there's unfortunate things that happen in this country that are not always good, and Finns don't sometimes talk about it. I'm not talking about always the craziest things, but in even like inner home violence, child abuse, these different things. You'd be surprised how many don't kind of communicate that or share it. And there's a pride to it sometimes. Obviously, that's worldwide, but it is something I have unfortunately noticed and experienced while living in this country. So it is kind of sad. Bambucha, did you do military in America? I have double citizenship. I was 12 months in Finland and 11 months in Estonia. Oh, that's super dope. I've only been to Estonia two times, from the Tallinn area. So I'm guessing that that's like tour essential. That's not experiencing any of Estonia. So that's super, super cool. How did you get that? I'm curious. How did you get a double or dual um double citizenship, as you said? Military wise, no, I have not done the military. Funny quick story about that, in short, keeping under my minute 30 rule that I said. I ironically come from a family that was in the military, all the way from World War I to, hopefully not three, but one, two, also in Vietnam and Iraq. So by the time it kind of came to my time, I had family members and uncles saying like, hey, don't join the military. Like, if you can go anywhere, don't. There was one that was definitely telling me to join the military. Specifically, there was this special op group that was within the Marines, that he was like, "Oh man, I think you would be perfect for this," but I did not end up joining the military. So yeah, no military experience for that. Security experience, bodyguard experience. Yes, I did do those kind of things where I was open weapon, open carry, and also doing personal security for sometimes different celebrities or models or things like that in California. And then let me get over here. Lucifer Morningstar, you devil, you. It is good to see you. Hello, Moy. What did you bring for snacks? I've been asking everybody. It's always important. Making it short and quick. Pudding from this guy. Whoa, that sounds wild. I have pudding. I have yogurt, drinkable yogurt, and that is my dessert because I'm currently knocking down this chicken with rice and curry. The reason why is because I'm working to get better shape for this collaboration coming up that I can't wait to share with you guys. What are you eating, Lucifer Morningstar? Bien, I almost said your name again, Lizzie. That's heaven for me. But I agree with you. The bad side of this, yeah, and it's definitely noticeable amongst women for sure. If the world already has it, where women are keeping more to themselves, and not saying they keep to themselves, but not talking about things that are going on, it only makes it worse in communities like that. Baklava. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Can you break that down for me? Because I have heard of that, but I have no idea what a baklava dish is. I am excited to learn about that. And while you're here, Lucifer Morningstar, the agenda, the topic for today, because after this, I am running to go see Juju Geisen and trying to finish season 1 and 2 so I can move on and be ready for season 3. Um, I would really like to get a question from you that you either have about America or maybe a question you have about maybe how I see something versus Finland now that I live here compared to America. Whichever one, please tell me. Ooh, Jisung Hun Skirt. Okay, first of all, super cool name. I don't know. I'm curious where you got that name. And what are you eating? I am doing pretty well. Quitos, mitakulo. How about you? Entasina. What are you eating? Snack is very important. I need to know. Okay, so Bambucha, I was born in Estonia. Oh, okay. In 6 years when we moved in Finland. I love American movies. I practice with weapons and baseball bat every day. Okay, okay, that's really cool. So you moved over to Finland. So pretty much in a sense, you grew up Finnish, unless you kind of went back and forth. If you still have family in Estonia, I'm guessing. Uh American movies, man. I'll be honest with you, I love them too, but that's because that's what I grew up with. But I'm definitely getting an opportunity to expand with things like Netflix and stuff. They really help you come across different, cultures, movies that you wouldn't have expect cool things. Awesome. What type of weapons? Out of curiosity. And baseball bat every day. Do you also play baseball? Have you ever played even the Finnish version of baseball? Puna, chat. Guess who's back? Hey, Puna, I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm not trying to say nothing, but Lizzie was up to no good. Lizzie was up to no good. She wanted to burn shit down and start a ruckus. That's what I heard. That's what I saw. Scroll up if you don't believe it. Mm. I'm gonna take a drink and then I will read. Mhm. Okay, so hold on. Always pleasure. Hopefully, I said that right. Good to see you. What are you snacking on? And Dad just made this weird mousse using day old mashed potatoes. Oh, okay. You telling me. And fried salmon chunks. Evening coffee made with freshly ground beans is brewing. Okay, is that what your snack is? That's really dope. Hey, that's cool to know the dad hooking you up over there. That's nice. All right. I hope you're enjoying that and hope you enjoyed today's video. One thing that we're doing today is getting questions from you guys about either America that you're curious about that maybe I can answer for you, or how I'm perceiving the America versus Finland situation or just in general. So feel free to ask a question. Back to Lizzie. Would you ever like to go back to the US and live there long term with your family, or Finland is really home now? I really like this question. Minute 30 seconds, guys. Put it on. I will tell you this is a pretty crazy question, because if you would have asked me in 2019 and even today, I still think that the mixture is that I am enjoying and even interested in exploring more of the world. I've lived in America all my life. It was really fun. It is my home, but I'm definitely starting to understand that there's a lot about the world that I want to be a part of, that I want to see, that I want to learn beyond just visiting. Finland has been a great door opener in that. But uh, I don't want to just make it, well, because of what America's becoming, and a lot of things you guys see through media and everything is not exactly what it's perceived to be. I can tell you that personally from my own family, but there are things that, of course, are happening, are changing, are not beneficial. And it's kind of like if you grow up in a land of Vikings, right? It's your home, it's your people, you know what it is. You move, you find yourself in a country of monks. You might lose some of the crazy events or wild things that you had, but now you see a sense of peace, a sense of calm, a sense of tranquility that's much different. And even though you might miss and love your people, you might start perceiving that more as a visitation rather than a living place, especially when you have a family. So America for me it's reversed. It's become a place that I'm like, man, it would be nice to go on vacation to. But would I ever live there again in my life? Most likely not. But it's not because it's a bad thing. I just really think like I lived my whole life in America, always feeling like I was missing something, like something was out there. And now, goddamn, I know it is. And I'm just like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So America is built on consumerism and taking people's money. It's not really built to lift people up that much and help them. So uh don't really want to be a part of an economy that works that way. Hope I answered that question. And it was less than a minute 30. Lucifer Morningstar, have you noticed any differences between American food quality ingredients versus Finnish food quality? Hell To the yeah. The moment that I moved here, I remember when I went to McDonald's, it was immediate. Immediate. I was like, this tastes different, but weirdly, it tastes like it's right. I don't know how to exactly pinpoint a finger to explain that, but America's the type of place that I can guarantee you right now. I know it's been several years, but if I went back home, and I've got a strong stomach. I've never had food poisoning, thank goodness. I've never really struggled with food, and I eat a lot. But if I went to America right now and then probably ate from McDonald's, I probably would get sick, like 100%. And I think that that is just like my body has definitely kind of fixated into this cleaner version of how food is made with less of the dyes that we have and the false ingredients that we have. So yeah, I think that that's a big thing. Like even when I was a kid growing up, y'all don't even know the level of salt that were just on the french fries. It was insane. Like it was insane. I remember it like it was yesterday. So it's just kind of like crazy how we deal. Like obesity, they talk about it a lot in America, but everybody is not fat when you walk down the street. Like it's crazy when they say it's an epidemic. It's like, all right, I don't know about like obesity being an epidemic, but I will say when it comes to health, yes, because the lifestyle is built around going to restaurants, going to fast food places, which 100% would concur to negative internal problems with your body when you're eating synthetic meats and foods that aren't good. Finland works differently. So huge positive. Um, chain screwdrivers, hammers, telescope, ratchet, and fists, and guns, not more. I try to keep it basic. Not more. God damn, that's advanced. I don't even know how to use half of what you just said as a weapon. Mine is just using it for a work appliance. That's crazy. Kudos to you because I don't know how you doing that. That's crazy. Cool, cool. Lizzie, what did I say about exactly? She's lying to you. It's the wine. She says she's drinking. Buna, no drinking. You remember we had this conversation. Um, oh my god. Rada pat pat poyat. Okay, let me say it right. It's not, I thought this was just random words. Raita baita poyat. Please tell me what that means. Something about something, boys? I don't know. Is the beautiful country of Finland well known in America? Like, what are the chances of a stranger saying yes when you go up to them and ask if they know what Finland is? This is tough. Give me 1 second to answer that because for some reason, don't ask me why. My charger cord to my laptop right now is not charging, and I'm not sure why. Hmm. Let's see, because I don't want my computer to die. 1 second. I'm gonna answer these questions. 1 second. Let me see. Nothing. Is there any other way I can maybe guys, am I officially back? Did you guys stay together? I'm so sorry. I really like I don't know what happened, but yeah, I figured out what happened. Let me see real quick. Yes, 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 and I need to answer you guys' questions. So just in short, this is what happened. I this is the best way I can explain it. So I have this kind of extension hub that kind of connects different things because I have a few different monitors up. Then obviously I have these charging ports, my phone, all of these kind of things are all kind of connected. And I didn't realize this is my fault. I didn't realize that the hub that I had the cord for the charging for my computer was plugged on the USB side that is just for sharing data. And then there's another side that actually is the same USB-C style, but is actually for charging. So I was just like, why is it not charging? It was in the wrong port. So that was pretty much it. I am back and I'm going to scroll up because I know I have to answer those questions. All right, hold on. Let me go back up. Hold on. That's my good. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back up. Okay, Raita Paitapojat ask is the beautiful country of Finland, yes, well known in America. Like, what are the chances? Okay, yes, I don't know. Because in 2019, before I moved here, not a lot of people that I knew anything about Finland at all. And even when I mentioned the place, they were like, "Oh, okay, that's in Europe." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I had never even heard about it myself. I was aware, kind of like maybe not like you guys. I know you'd be like ignorant Americans. Fair enough. I think that they keep us that way on purpose. But when we were growing up in the States, they kind of only broadcast the same way you guys look at America. For example, when you guys think of America, what do you think? New York, Florida, California, right? Like these are the typical places that you might think about. Texas, but how much do you know about Nebraska, Rhode Island, Maine, Wisconsin, West Dakota, South Dakota, like how North Dakota, South Dakota, uh Mississippi? How much do you guys know about that? Probably not much. So it's the same thing unless you've done your history, but it's the same thing for us. Like when we grew up kind of looking at Europe, we only navigated Europe based off of films, movies from America that quote unquote went there to film different scenes. That would be pretty much as much as we got from there. And just like you guys do, we fantasized about those places, which partially maybe some of those truths about that culture was that way. But as you know, many of them are not. And once you go to those places, you live in those places, it's completely different. Kind of like everyone's fixation on Japan and South Korea. Yes, there's probably a lot of cool things, a lot of cultural things, but that's really more so built for people that are just coming as tourists. It's not probably the whole layout of how the country functions or processes life. All right. Question: if Lizzie were American, would they had behaved better? I don't know. I don't think so. I feel so bad if you guys are still not here to ask these questions. I missed out. It's my fault. It's curious that your first example of food difference was fast food. Yes, usually people would talk about stuff like bread or tap water. No, I think fast food because truly, even though yes, of course you have bread and tap water. Once again, growing up, if you're raised in that country, like if you were raised in the country, do you think, no offense to anybody from those places, but the way that we look at India, do you think many of them grow up really truly understanding, like before they get older, before they see social media or the rest of the world, do you think they always truly understand that, like, hey, this might not be the best, or at first take they might think that that's the norm, that is how life goes, and they can't see anything different until they look outside of that. So even for myself, I wouldn't have noticed anything about no tap water. I still can't say, like, in America, I used to be able to really taste the iron, and the disgusting that I didn't. People in Midwest in America might have had a different say in that because of something called fracking. Fracking is pretty much the exercise of digging into the ground for things like oil and things like that. And unfortunately, a lot of those places, it kind of tainted their system for water, and there was a whole petition about that. But in regards to me, no, I just noticed 100% a difference, like I said, about eating food here, and also, yeah, drinking the water. It was just like, it just felt like drinking from the Everglades or something like that. I was just like, what is this? It was just like so fantastic. So I noticed it was way better, but I didn't think back to America like, you know what? So I think there's one of those, you need a cup of American water, a cup of Finnish water, and then get a chance to drink both to really capture it. I saw you at the store last month. You were really friendly. Thank you. I'm not sure if you're still here, but thank you very much. I am tell you two things. I never want to lie to you guys. I always want to be upfront with you guys. I tend to be to myself, 100%. Two, I'm always doing my best to be respectful in regards to the same respect that I give. Three, I don't have an issue standing up for myself, standing up for others. And I do look for the last thing to ever be a physical altercation. But if it has to be physical for whatever reason, protecting my own, protecting myself, I will go there 100%. So I just always want you guys to know that I am doing my best always to be a nice guy, but I'm not a guy that you can just walk over. I will never allow that. So I just want that to be understood. It's always good. I think that should be for everyone. Always go out of your way to be who you are. Have a kindness, but also allow that to be mutual. Don't let people step over you. Can you still hear me? Okay, I think this is when I disappeared from you guys, and now you guys are talking about the weather. And yeah, I like the weather here in Finland. It's so much nicer when it rains. When I grew up, anytime that it was about to rain or thunder, you were like, shit, because you knew there was a high chance you were about to lose electricity that day. So that's one thing I don't miss. And two, when I was in Texas, I did not know this. This is a fun thing for you guys. I lived in Texas for a while. And I remember that I was sitting in my house, and bro, Texas, I think it's because of the hot, humid air. Their thunder, I've never heard anything like this in my life. And I think that it's in other places, of course, in the world too. Their thunder sound like the whole earth, like the air was just breaking. It was like a crack, like so powerful, so strong. It was insane. But I remember looking outside one day because I heard this like, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I looked outside, my dumb ass, once again, ignorant, culture shock. You can have culture shocks even in America when you're from there because different states have different ways of talking, different lingos, different ways of being. And I remember looking up in the sky, never seen it in my life. The clouds look super crazy weird, and the clouds look greenish. And I was like, what the hell is that? My dumb ass didn't even do anything. I was just like, that's strange. And then I went inside. And then later on the next day, thank goodness it didn't happen, but somebody was like, oh, yeah, there was a tornado warning. And yeah, like that is kind of the look that you'll see when a tornado is about to hit or possibly muster and come out. And I was like, damn, I never knew that. My dumb ass was saying, oh, that's nice. And then just went straight back in the house. Crazy. Also, I'm always surprised how here in Finland there's no basements. I miss basements. Not basements with that creepy old basement y'all be seeing in movies, but well done finished basements, as we call them in America, where you can have like your own dude lounge or nice entertainment place where the family can like watch movies or play games. I do miss those. Finland does not have basements. Tends to not have basements. There might be exceptions. Okay, let me keep scrolling down here because I'm trying to catch up with you guys. I know I was just off losing my way. Percent due to okay, let's go down. Let's go down. I saw if you guys can explain that to me. You said, has anyone seen the Kesco truck incident in the news? I saw that, but I was really confused. Why was that even there? How did it even get to Iran? How did the Finnish truck get to Iran? Feel free to explain that because I was really confused. All right, the K City Market. Oh, okay. I'm reading. The K City Market truck was used in Iran as a transport for the coffin of the previous leader who died in. Okay, yeah. So pretty much crazy weird. Tarus Uksi, hello. I just watched the movie Delivery Man. It was great to see you in it. Was the filming fun? Ah, hey, first of all, guys, that's what I was talking about. That was the movie I was talking about. It's called Delivery Run, by the way, for you guys looking for. He's a delivery man. It's hilarious. Delivery Run. Yes, Joey Pomeroy was a great guy. So I had a great experience. Pretty much what happened. Full circle. Really short story. Like I told you guys, a minute 30 seconds, the most I'm giving myself to answer these questions so we can stay in focus so I can go watch Juju Kaisen. So it went like this, full circle moment. 2020, I'm here in Finland. I came 2019, but 2020, I was like, what do I want to do? What am I going to do? I had my first baby, was just born, and I was trying to figure out, I got to do something. I got to take care of my family. I got to work. I got to figure it out. There's no excuses. So I remember at first, I had the first thought, I was like, damn, I have a resume. I have a good resume from America, but I'm not going to be able to use that resume here in Finland. I don't speak Finnish. So what I do in sales managing, I'm not going to get that job. What I did in security and bodyguarding, the money that we made in America, I knew I was not going to make here. And I definitely wasn't going all the way back to being a bouncer again. I was like, no, hell no. I was like, those years behind me. So I remember taking that moment and saying, no offense to anybody who's a foreigner like me or immigrant like me, but I was like, man, either you're going to be in a position where you're going to be sweeping at stores or doing vault, or you're going to have to go a route where you learn a craft or skill that you're really interested in. Because that was the first thing that was so important to me. Do something that you know you love, not only so you go and do it every day, but I want my kids to grow up and see that I'm a living example of saying, sons, go and do the thing that you wish to do. Put 100% effort in it and then create something from it. That was always my main goal. So I ran after that. So pretty much in short, once I pushed through that, I remember that one of the first people I came across that was doing filming, because I knew I wanted to do filming and voice acting, was Joey Pomeruz. And he was so popular, but he was beyond Finland in his popularity in regards to teaching people camera work. Then I saw him shift from camera into doing commercial work. And I was just following his journey. So I followed him on social media. And as I began to grow on social media, at some point, he had connected to me and we started following each other. I was like, oh my goodness, it's a guy I've been following myself and seeing his journey, and even motivated me to get into that. And then next thing you know, like maybe a year and a half or so later, he reaches out to me and says, hey, I'm doing my second film. It's going to be based here in Finland, but where it's supposed to be from America, but it's going to be shot here in Finland. And he was like, would you like to be in it? And that's pretty much how I got in it. It was a great experience. I have another long story about that I'm not going to do, to stay under my a minute and 30 seconds. And maybe I can make a video about it. Daddy Diesel's first finished film experience, because something really hilarious happened, and it was shocking. So we could talk about that another time. Where or when would you arrange the Perre meetup? I am still trying to figure that out, because I would do a collaboration for you guys, to be honest. I would like to put an event together that can be enjoyable, that can be comfortable for all of you. I want to take care of you guys. So it would have to be like a dual collaboration, meaning multiple places, in the sense of getting a collaboration with a hotel. So if you guys are able to get there, now you'll be able to have a place to stay, sleep, all of that. Then I would like to have a place that we can go and eat, maybe an event, something we can do, laser tag, watch a movie, whatever the hell. So I want you guys to know I'm going to put time behind this. I'm not just going to slap together. I know that, of course, it'd be cool for you guys just to see me, but I think that we are all together as a family special. I'm no better, I'm no different than any of you, I promise you. So to me, I want this to be an event that everyone can enjoy and have a good time meeting each other. So that's the biggest thing for me. But I'm really glad you asked that question, because that is something I'm working on. Since you were asking Raita Payat Boyat, striped shirt boys. Okay, is that a group or something? Very curious. Bahis, hello, how are you doing? And what are you snacking on today? What is better in Finland compared to USA, and better in USA compared to Finland? Peace, standard of peace. It's easier to find peace. It's easier to find tranquility in the simple things, in the value within the country that goes yourself, family, then work. I think that that kind of setup of, are you okay? You have to be okay mentally, physically, so that you can be what you need to be for your family. And by being those two components, now we can focus on the work, because you're no use if you don't have those things together. And in America, the negative part of that is, America, we are definitely kind of tricked into, which I still struggle with even here in Finland, but we are tricked to the slave mentality of work, 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 work. And one day you're going to get a breakthrough. If you were to look at the chances of people getting a breakthrough, let's say 3,400 people a year get a breakthrough, right? There's a millions upon millions of people across the US. The percentage of people that actually will find success, the percentage of people that you watch on social media that press their lives and the nice cars and all of that, which isn't even always authentic, to be honest. Some of these guys are just renting jets for a day, renting a car for a day, driving it. Like, you guys should take some research and actually see how a lot of this is fake. But the point of the matter is, you're living in a country that only really 7% of the people in America get to live that American dream, 2% living a life that's beyond even the American dream. And the rest of us in America are just chasing something that you 100% will never receive in your lifetime. And I think that that right there is, and they'll say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Of course, there are the exceptions, but really, it really does come to a roll of a dice, because even with actors and all of that, they still choose actors based off of how they look. Are they marketable? Are they sellable? This singer, How many singers across the world are talented beyond measure, but because they don't have the certain look, the certain maybe they don't look pretty enough or this or that, they don't push them. So to me, it's fraudulent. So I think that that's the one thing I would say that's bad in America compared to Finland. Good in America compared to Finland. Events and things to do. That's my personal opinion. Doesn't mean it's true. Things that are events and things to do for Finns might be enough here. But to me, I like kind of like I said, hey, living in Finland, I like the fact that I have the option to talk to people if I choose to, but I don't got to. And it doesn't make a difference. Nobody gets offended, nobody gets upset, nobody starts a group. Oh man, he thinks he's better than us, America style, right? But the one thing about events that I do miss in America is that kind of like I said, the option to speak to people if I want in Finland or whatever. In America, the option to do something, whether it's like, really nice laser tag experience. I keep going back to that, but like laser tag experience, roller coasters, indoor water parks, all of these kind of things. I mean, there's more events than that. There's creative events, there's comic cons, all of these kind of things. It's nonstop and it exists all year long. And they will a winter version of that, a summer version of that, a fall version of that. There's always a different holiday to celebrate and do things. Thanksgiving, Halloween, Memorial Day weekends, Cinco de Mayo. Like there's always something to do. And here in Finland, really, it's like summertime, hoorah! Like that's where everybody goes hard, and then after that is like, and then it just kind of like, watch sports or something. So there's a piece of it that, of course, I've grown to it. I'm used to it now, but that is the biggest thing that I would say. Oh, that's a real big difference that I do miss a lot. That I think was better. I've always liked your videos. Bahis, thank you very much. I'm doing my best to continuously make better and better videos as I go along with you guys' help. Bambucha, what is your favorite city in Finland? Ooh, ooh. Mm. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm ignorant. I have not traveled across enough to say this. I will say personally, the best way I can say it, because I still haven't even been to Tampere, which I've been asked many times to go there. But I would have to say, off of my little experiences of going to and fro, I really, really enjoyed Kuopio when I was there. I don't know why, but it was just a cool vibe. I really also enjoyed Savonlinna. I really enjoyed the parts of Finland that are mixed with like kind of like some modern look, but also really mixed with historical, which a lot of people told me about Turku, which I have been there, by the way. And I did like Rauma. I really like Rauma a lot too. That was a really cool experience. I walked up and down to and fro all over that place. So that was really fun as well. So I know you asked for one, but I'm gonna give you three. Since you were asked, oh, wait, I read that already. BD, how's the Discord server plan going? Buna, if you didn't hear me at the beginning, I said on Monday, I'll be dropping the Discord for you guys because I already started putting it together. I wanted to put some love behind it, but also educating myself through YouTube on how a Discord runs and goes. So on Monday, Discord will be officially up and we can start conversing over there. Uh, what did you say? Nice to see you live. It is nice to see you too. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Yes, I would love to have a video about your part in that movie. 100%. It was a short part. Don't think it was crazy. Can I tell you guys something? I'm giving you a sneak peek. I'm glad that y'all here because I'm probably not going to repeat this again until I get things going. Listen, only you guys that are on here right now at this moment know this. I'm currently in the process of creating a script for a film that would be my first film. And at some point, obviously, I'll have to do casting and all of that. But right now, putting together a script. And one of the people that will be helping me with this script is a man by the name of Aku Luomias. So that is something that I'm doing, process in order, and it does correlate with a story of pretty much an American in Finland and events going on. It's not my story, but it is a story about an American experience here in Finland. So that's just letting you guys know about that. You guys know, and I won't mention it no more until I'm, doing it. Um, I would love to be in that meetup. The only thing is that I am still underage. My parents are quite strict, but I can probably work something out. But let's talk about that closer to that moment. Puna, I will take my time. I want to make sure that it is a position that your parents feel comfortable with. I would love to also, your parents are welcome, more than welcome. This is not no weird stuff. Guys, by the way, uh, all that weird stuff, because I've been seeing this a lot when it comes to social media. And excuse my language, Puna, cover your ears. I do not fuck with all that pedophilia stuff at all. I have very strong thoughts about that, which maybe I won't say on YouTube because they will probably block that part of the video or whatever they do with lives. But there's a certain, I feel, justification of what needs to be done to people like that, weirdos like that. But to me personally, yeah, I don't mess with that kind of stuff. And I'm just saying that because I noticed that unfortunately that is a huge trend across social media with both celebrities and also content creators finding out that they little freaky freaks when it comes to kids, things they do to women, whatever, just weirdos. So 100% knowing that you're underage for sure, please, everything needs to be validated by your parents, but I would rather have one of them at least present because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. This is a cool mutual event that will definitely be open and free. But let's see what we can do. I am going July 10 days from now to doing an event with um doing an event. I'm doing a collaboration with Live Nation here in Finland, and I'm going to the Lenny Kravitz concert. So I'm going to be filming some content with that or whatever. So that is going to be kind of like a little cool thing. So maybe because Live Nation did ask me, like, hey, are there other events or things that you might be interested in? Perhaps we can set something up even with that. And maybe I can ask them, like, hey, can I invite a group of my perre as well with me to come see a concert or do something. So let's work that out. Also, Lenny Kravitz, which I would be going to, is my first concert ever. Never been to a concert in my life. So I'm glad it's Lenny Kravitz because I grew up on him and he was an inspiration to me, especially with the song Fly Away. Every time I watch a show or movie that sets in America and they greet every person who appears, I'm like, they're a psychopath. That's funny. I always found that, Lizzie, I always found that the US was very good at advertising and sell the idea of American dream. Yeah. When I went there, I understood how many people were actually struggling to make meets. And 100% a fact. It is something that really blows my mind. We all go through it, but really, TV, media, and entertainment, as to why I'm using this, even in Finland, is media and entertainment. It's so scary how powerful it is. It's so scary. Like years ago, they used to be able to do that with just radio. They could tell stories of what's going on in the world based off of radio. So to me, it's very insane to see how much media and entertainment can control the narrative of the whole situation of how people perceive countries, which it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of us in America, like I told you guys before in the video, I was completely homeless when I lived I was in California. I was not California, excuse me, Texas. I was completely homeless. And that process was extremely hard. But at the same time, I was only homeless because more or less it was a decision. I was desiring to achieve a goal that I knew wasn't going to be supported. So I just had to go that route. But at the end of the day, the beauty of when I was homeless, I loved it. Not because I was homeless, but I actually got to experience Finland before even coming to Finland. In the homeless community, people were kinder than when I was in the average group of communities. A homeless guy could share a sandwich. Racism was way shifted. You would find a Mexican, a white dude, a black dude, an Asian dude, all in the same group, right? Of course, there's conflicts in any level of life, but it was just different. People like deep thinkers, deep talkers, and one of the biggest things that kept many of them there, unfortunately, was alcohol, was drugs, things like that, that kept them in those situations. But it was a beautiful experience, a beautiful learning curve for me, and I wouldn't take back that experience. Um, let me see. How American people do barbecue. In Finland, it's 24 pack of beer and sausages. But barbecue, let me tell you something, man. It ain't just barbecue. When you say American, I do have to segment you over to the black community on that because we barbecue different and across. Like I've been to obviously households, what we would call white people, Caucasian people, Anglo Saxons in America. I've been to barbecues with Africans. They do different than us, African Americans. I've been across Asians. They do different. So a lot of times, barbecue is an experience. Barbecue is, at least for us growing up, barbecue is family, close family friends, music, kids are playing over there out in the yard. Dad, whoever's dad is there, he got to take control of that grill, right? And then he got to show off that new grill that he got, baby. Let me tell you here, it got this knob, it got that. Let me tell you, if I put it on like that, look at it's all of that, right? And then they gotta season it because I know in Finland, salt is like the extent, right? Because don't you add no goddamn pepper in that bitch, right? But they gotta saute it. They gotta put that salt on that pepper, little paprika, depending on what they're trying to get going. Some people like to use A1 sauce. A1 sauce is a blessing, especially if you're doing like a steak or something like that. But they got to do it up. It's a huge experience. So I miss that. I love that. But I will also say I enjoy the grilling experience, a barbecue experience of just kind of chilling. You got a beer in hand, sausages laid out, some kebabs on the grill. We make this thing where we put the mushroom, then there's like this cream cheese in it, and then wrapped in pecone and bacon, grilled. Oh, delicious. So I enjoy that a lot as well. That's great, but best of luck. Let me see. Then let me see here. Here's my DJ supporting you about your script and projects. I look forward to really showing you guys that. I know it sounds really silly. I know you guys don't probably expect much from me in that, but ironically, my major in university actually was in English and literature, as they would say. So I love Shakespearean sonnets, as they say. I love the older English way of speaking, especially even when I do voice acting. Let me do a performance for y'all? I'm bringing this out my ass right now. This is BS. It's like free flowing, as they say, freestyling, but with this style of it. And then I'm going to continue to read what you guys say. It was at this moment I found myself obliterated internally, externally. I can't find the simple words to touch the intriguing details of the matter, but how can one derive from such subtleties when life is more abstract than the thought that intertwines within the inner making of man? Okay, that's just dumb stuff, but I like that kind of stuff. I love those kind of ways of speaking. I didn't utilize the accent that you would usually hear in those things, but I just like those ways of speaking, as they would say. Good day. How's the Finnish summer treating you? Have you had enough time to enjoy it? Mikko, first of all, moi. I hope you're enjoying your summer as well. To be honest, it's been tight. Hasn't been easy. This time of the year is a little bit difficult for me sometimes, not always. Sometimes it hits pretty hard. Well, but this has been a little bit more difficult because the work that I do, Creative Marvel Media, my company, the work that I do, we work with brands and companies through video production, audio production in regards to social media and video ads. One of the biggest things that can happen is sometimes you get these great contracts, as I work as a subcontractor professionally, and you get these contracts, you knock them out, but a lot of those videos are for the summer. So that means that you kind of get well paid for contracts, and then there's a very quiet period that sometimes takes over. And now you're kind of sitting there holding on to the revenue that you made in June, So it's kind of like that. So right now I'm like, I'm enjoying the summer, but not all as well as I wish I could be. So probably I'll be knocking out more projects later in July, which will allow me to enjoy August. So I'm gonna say that. But yeah, it's going well. As in regards to life, I'm thankful, I'm breathing, I'm living, my family is okay. So I am need to accept the things that I need to be thankful for rather than making any excuses or being upset about anything else. My health is with me. First time seeing you live on YouTube. Feels great to be here. Welcome, please. Hi in Paris. What you mean by that? But hi in Paris. I would love to have you a part of this perre, as we call it. I would love to have you a part of this perre because every Sunday we'll be sitting down. I'm going to push it to 9, guys, because I got to put my little baby to sleep, right? So I want to push it till 9 so we have a comfortable time to be able to speak, converse, do what we do as a family, and hit topics. Let me know, by the way, in the comments, because I'm a jump off soon. I told you I'm watching my Juju Kaisen. I got to catch up before season 3 comes July 22nd. But I want to know from you guys because today we've been hitting, hey, questions about America versus Finland. So I want y'all to kind of sit down and share with me because I'll also review them after the stream. But what kind of topics you guys are interested in that we can cover also next Sunday, and also I can make videos about. Why not? What do you think about American healthcare? Terrible, awful, worst thing ever. I'm just telling you that straightforward. Should Finland work more because it allows bigger and better welfare state? Hmm. I don't have a great answer for that. I think that is a great question. I know one thing about me. I ain't gonna stop working. One negative about me, guys, 100%. I'm letting you guys know this now. I'm a workaholic. It's very hard for me not to be doing something or sit around. If I sit around, I'm probably just gonna fall asleep for a nap. Not even gonna lie, I'm 100% a dad at this point. So to me, it's like something got to be fixed, something got to be done. What's going on over here? Let's go outside, son. Let's play. Like my mind is like, and then once I get back, work, work, work. It's just like it's a quality I'm trying to work on. Work. See, it's still there. Um, but the reason, going back, when you ask about the healthcare, I think it's terrible because so many of the healthcare benefits are BS. They don't really cover a lot of things. And personally, even for myself, of course, like, I had 40, you have to have 40 hours plus a job plus, and also you have to have a full-time job, which for some people, believe it or not, is tough. And they end up working two part-time jobs or one full-time job that doesn't cover health care to a certain degree. And I think even the job I worked for 5 years, I had up to 55,000 in regards to my health care, which was great. I mean, that's pretty good, but you'd be surprised how high bills can get in regards to things in the hospitals. It's kind of ridiculous. So don't agree. I even had to get a tooth completely pulled out of my mouth because at the time before I got that other job, I was like, oh my God, like I was in pain. And I was like, I can't even go to the dentist because I know they're gonna pull an arm and a leg from me to have to cover this. So it was just terrible. I don't miss it at all. Bye bye, bad guy. What what does that mean? Is it true common drinks like Fanta taste very different in America than in Europe? Like they use different ingredients? If so, how the European ones compare? Greatest way I can answer that is I didn't drink a lot of Fanta when I was back in the States. I mean, I had it, but it wasn't my go-to drink. I'll say that growing up, Coca-Cola being my favorite, I drink so much Coca-Cola to a point that it's probably not healthy. It's more sugary. That's the most I can say. It definitely has a lot more kick to it. Like the fact that Coca-Cola probably have stronger traces of like caffeine in it too in America. Um, but yeah, it's like drinks are actually a bit harder for me to contemplate there. I would definitely say food, I could realize huge difference. But in regards to like drinks, I can't really say too much other than that because that's the main soda. Literally, I kind of drink Pepsi, but not really. Like Coca Cola, that is like my go-to drink. But also, Ohakune, who just hooked me up, I want to do some real partnerships with them because I would love to get you guys those drinks as well. I'm not into doing a lot of collaborations. I'm not into doing a lot of, hey guys, get this. If I'm showing y'all something, straight up, if y'all want to be a part of this community, perre, if I'm showing you guys something in regards to a product or something like that, it's because I really feel like y'all might really want to try this. I'm not bringing nothing to y'all that y'all don't feel. So I'm just letting y'all know that. Um, Barbecue is special thing for Americans like sauna is to oh yes it is. You better believe it is. During the summer, we going goddamn, we going barbecue up in here. Wait. There's no real juice in America, Fonda. There's juice in Fanta? I didn't know that. Well, I thought Fanta, I mean, I guess it is. Explain that because I didn't know that. Um, Hello, what's different about the Finnish trains than American ones? Okay, biggest thing I noticed because I've been on bus and trains, obviously growing up in the States, but also here in Finland. When I've taken the trains bus, it has been a few years now, but when I've taken trains and buses, silence, highly appreciate that. I don't feel like hearing other people's conversations. I know that, of course, it's not that you shouldn't be allowed to talk. It's just nice that it exists. Just saying. It's nice that people get on the bus. They're kind of in their own space, kind of chilled out. And it's like they know to be that way, which is really nice. They keep to themselves. Unless they're drunk, probably you get a different story, but they're not bothering people. They're not hovering people. America totally different. When I was in America on buses and stuff, now mind you, I'm 6'3", I'm 240 pounds. I understand that my experience, and also being just be completely honest with you guys, I'm not trying to be funny, but also I'm a black dude in the sense of saying more or less I am the threat that a lot of people would consider the threat rather than the one that would get into trouble, right? So if I'm on a bus and blah 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 a group of black gangsters come on the bus, I'm not having an intimidation factor because we don't have an issue. I'm not even bothered that they're even there. I don't care, but I understand for other people that might be like, oh shit, so I get it. But in this sense of what I'm saying, being on the bus is not about that. It's more so about, because I do strongly believe, I'm telling you this right now, I don't like bullying. I don't like people mistreating other people. If you don't like somebody or you have an issue with somebody, cool. Keep it to yourself. Unless they've done something wrong to you and you're approaching them, that's okay. I understand if you approach somebody, depending on that. But there's a point, there's a level of beating down on somebody, right? So to me personally, if I'm outside, a dude puts his hands on a woman, right? I don't, even if it's a context, I understand women ain't perfect. I get all of that. But at the same point, if you have greater strength than this person, that's like hitting a child to me, right? That needs to be separated. I'm not here about having a deep conversation, all of that. It's just the action that needs to be ceased, right? I know that that's not the culture here in Finland. Cool. But I understand that I'm also not finished. I'm not here to yell, not here to scream. Hey, this is what's not happening. Take that home, but this is not, I'm not going to stand here and allow you to do those things. Kid is another matter. Kid gets pulled back. Hell to the no. You have no access to this child at this point until the police are here. That's never happened in front of me, right? So, in regards to being on the bus, to me, sometimes in America it was really tough because I have had to do. We can have a conversation that in the past, in the future. I've had to actually physically deal with people on buses to keep the peace, but also out of respect to the bus drivers. Because many times when I was on buses, because it was a reoccurring routine for me, I had pretty good relationships with the bus drivers I was on their bus, right? In a respectful manner. So to me, also because I was way heavier, I was bodybuilding at the time. I'm on the bus, you coming on here super drunk, hovering over women and stuff. Hell to the no, sit your ass down, right? So that's just how I am. I know everybody's not like that, but I'm all about that. Like, you have to respect and you have to treat other people with dignity and respect. Always. It don't matter what. If they disrespect you, of course, stand up to it, speak to it. But please don't just beat down on people because you feel that you can. Um, let's see there. Hello, what's it? Okay, I read that. That's impressive. There are no American trains. What you mean, baby? There's American trains. There's Amtrak and some other operators, especially where I grew up. Living in Philadelphia, we had SEPTA. SEPTA covered the buses and the trains. We had buses, trains, and trolleys. We had all three. At some point, I wanted to do voice acting, reading ebooks, etc. Maybe next time you could talk about your story slash background and more details about how you ended up doing it as your job. 100%, I would be more than happy to help you guys with anything in regards to what I do, filming, voice acting, editing. I do all of those things with companies, and I've had the beautiful opportunity to work with Marvel, Supercell, Porsche, Jägermeister. I've had such a gift of doing those things, and it all did come from putting in a lot of no sleeping work. So that was really most of the brunt of that, to be honest. Um, let me see. Oh, I'm losing myself here. All right, guys, I'm gonna answer a few more and then I'm gonna go watch my Jujutsu Kaisen. Hold on a second here. Hello, there's Snacksy. How do I say that? Snacksy. 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 Do you got snacks? Because your Snacksy literally sounds like it's in your name. It is good to see you because I've seen you in so many of the comments over there in the video. So it is really nice to see you popping over here. Interesting. When you said that, I immediately thought of, don't know if you guys watch it, huge fan of Love on the Spectrum. Have a really soft spot, don't know why, but I've always had a really soft spot for people that are on the spectrum. I really do hope that I get the opportunity one day here in Finland and in other places to actually be a part of visiting those areas and being able to be a part of that community. I don't know about sharing. I know that you guys want to see my journey, and sometimes I think about that, but I'll be honest with you, I have a kind of love hate relationship with that kind of content. It's really beautiful because we see so many negative things on social media, but it's not easy for me to share doing good things because I feel like doing good things should come from my heart. And when I do them, a lot of times I try to forget about it because I feel like a lot of times when we do something nice, if we're giving money to someone or helping someone, there's this little pride in us that wants to say, I did something nice. And to me, I'm like, forget it. You did it. You were supposed to let it go. Right. So sometimes it's hard for me because when I do things that I don't share on social media, I don't feel like I don't feel comfortable putting the camera in somebody's face and say, "Hey, can you record me doing a nice thing?" Hello, let me. It just doesn't feel authentic to me. It looks great when I see other people do it on TikTok or IG, but it just for me is too hard. I don't know. I want to be in the moment. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you know about the Finnish soda story about the water quality? No, never heard of that. Feel free to fill me in. Just curious from Perros. Just curious, do you have some method when you write the movie script? I'm asking because I've been working on a book manuscript. That's a lot of work for it. Just curious about the method. To be completely honest, this is not my first time writing. Okay, listen, guys, you guys get me excited because I don't want 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 I don't I'm back. I'm back. Pulling. Ain't no pauses for me. I'm always gonna go all the way in. The mic wants to go and watch Juju. I'm just saying. The mic is like, bitch, it's time to go watch Jujutsu Kaisen. Come on now. I'm trying to work my way into anime. I didn't grow up watching anime, so it's something that I'm like kind of learning. Kind of sucks though because I don't have the same experience probably that people that like grew up really, really into it. So I kind of have an on and off relationship when it comes to watching series like that. Okay, yes, I'm going to scroll a little bit back. Thank you guys for welcoming me back. This is we need the four nations on this one, guys, because what is the four nations for this one? Because last time we had mozzarella for the Moomins, we had all types of weird stuff. Um, okay, wait, I'm coming back. Yes, wait, happy to finally catch your stream. This is pronounced as because people from other countries often get confused over the foreign letter. Oh, okay. So snacksy. Okay, now I got that. Does Finland have deep black community or history like in USA? Does Finland have deep black? Not that I've seen, but I think that it would be different anyway, because I think one, which is fair to say, black is first of all, black people in Finland are mainly, I think, from Africa. So this isn't like a well, yeah, ironically, yes, so are African Americans. I guess that was dumb to say, but I guess because African Americans have been in the country for 400 years, they're ingrained in it. So they had enough time to build history. But the Black Americans that are here now are more so probably during that kind of refugee period in the 80s, 90s, and then immigration kind of happening a little bit after that. So I don't know that their history would be deeply set yet because there's only like the first generation of them, you know? So the parents would already be immigrants or refugees that moved to the state. And now in the 80s and 90s, kids are the first generation of, the millennials pretty much born here. And now you're just getting the second generation who are probably a little bit too young to make such an impact in the country. So I don't think that their history would be anywhere near deep. One thing I will tell you that is affecting a lot of that is when people look at Black American history, it always is influenced more so in the music and entertainment of what we've done, but not too many of the, things that we helped and or straight up put together and made that, of course, at the time, because blacks did not have rights nor the ability to patent anything, was taken out of our hands and promoted as someone that was white. That is the history of it. It is what it is. So I'm saying here in Finland, a little bit hard because most of the black community growing up here in Finland is also experiencing something blacks did years ago in slavery, but they're trying to find identity. And most of those uh that moved here, not all of them, but there's a huge community of young blacks, millennials as well, that just like Finns grew up kind of watching a lot of American stuff, so they identified with people that look more like them. So they identified with probably rap music and gangster this and actors that were like that, so they have probably embodied a lot of that. So their culture would weirdly mix with a kind of a weird replica of what they've seen African American culture as, rather than African culture where they're from. Just saying. Same thing you see in the UK. That's why there's such a big front of this, like you kind of see rapish culture taking over because they don't pull from the line foundation of the countries that they were refugeed from or immigrated from. They pull a lot more from what was popularized, just like some Europeans do when they look at American movies. It kind of works the same. Anyway, about the barbecue thing, would be really fun to have an American style barbecue event here in Finland. Maybe arranged by the American influences here in Finland. 100% sounds fun to me. Maybe that's something we can put together, guys. Maybe we can do, rather than like overly huge event, maybe we can have a 1 to 2 day event, a weekend kind of thing where we have a barbecue together. And then maybe we also, sit out, have a sauna, dip, in the water kind of experience, chill vibes. And then we have things that we can do in the city. I would like to be near a city. I don't know where everybody is kind of located. If a Tampere or Helsinki would be better, if you guys can take a train in, kind of thing. But I think that it would be nice to do something like that so that we can also have other things we can engage in. Dignity and respect. Puna, number one. Does Finland have a? Oh, I read that already. Happy to finally read that already. Okay, you were saying there's a story about when Coke was coming to Finland. They needed a sample of the tap water, but it was wait, but what they got ended up getting rejected because they thought it was specifically purified batch. Oh, okay. I did not know that. And thank you so much for taking the time to kind of invite me into that because I did not know that. Uh Started repeating a short clip of your voice for a moment before completely muting. I'm so sorry y'all had to hear that. We're actually going to be able to make an avatar story with this technical issues. Yes, 100%, yo. But you guys that don't know, uh there was Puna, what was the name again? Because I'm trying to remember the name, but he put together the four elements, like the avatar of all the mistakes I make in my Avatar: The Last Airbender. By the way, super excited about that. Avatar: The Last Airbender has a movie coming out on Paramount. Looking forward to see that. But pretty much he put that together of all mistakes I made and made a joke about it. Let me see real quick. Okay, I'm skipping down a little bit so I can stay relevant where we are. Hey, big bro, it's me. What up, Dice? How we doing? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for showing up today, taking your time out. What you snacking on? We all got to have our snacks. I got over here my yogurt, my pudding, and I'm finishing over here my curry chicken and rice. And I'm about to run. I keep telling y'all that I'm about to run because I got to get to my Juju Kaisen. Also, if you want to ask anything about the Finnish trains, ask me. I know everything. Trust me. I have not taken train. Okay, I got a good question. Even I don't take trains like that here in Finland. How far? What train can take you the furthest in Helsinki, and to where does it end? Curious question. Cool fact about the first ever electric train in Finland. The SR1 was produced by a Russian company in the 1970s. It is still in use to this day. By Russia, I mean Soviet Union. Ooh, well, I'm surprised. Excuse me, surprised you guys are still using that. I know that there's some things still going on there, literally today, but it's pretty cool that you guys still use that. First darker skinned kid at my town came to my class in the 90s. Yep, makes sense. She was Colombian. So at the smaller towns, the black history is extremely short. Yeah, I mean, think about that. How funny it is that I can only imagine living in Finland where it would be short. And Colombian is even more specific because then that's just the slave trade of history. Unless she, I mean, it doesn't mean because she's darker, it doesn't mean that she was immediately like a black person, unless she was. But of course, you have those, kind of Mediterranean or Caribbean, excuse me, um, Hispanic blacks because of the slave trades that happened across. Even some of my family dawns from the Caribbean area. So it's a lot more common than you think. So I think that, yeah, it would be pretty difficult because even like I said, in America, it's kind of funny that we live in America and even us, like I am super lucky to this day. I'm so appreciative. This is not a race thing. This is a factual thing. I'm so thankful that when I was growing up in my youth, my first school that I ever went to with kids that didn't look like me, I was 14 years old. That was such a gift. Why is that a gift, guys? It is different in Finland than it is in America. It was a gift because many people that grow up in America that are minorities, when they grow up in places with people that it's not about the complexion, but are just a different culture than them. You tend to just what fit in. You tend to want to find your group, find your kind of people. And depending on what era you were born in America, you might find that to be harder, maybe a little bit easier. But a lot of times it wasn't easy to just like catch on because you realize that their family's culture might be different than yours. Same thing as somebody that's Finnish and you were born in China. Like, come on, it's the same thing. You would be like, okay, I'm a little bit outcasted. Chinese kids, for sure, when you go through school, bullying is bullying, but racist is the easy way to do it if you're different. Guys, I am battling a war, an unseen war that you guys are not seeing. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Everything is okay on my end, but I literally the YouTube keeps shutting down. Mic is working, everything is good. Then it just blacks out. So I think we should come to a close here because I don't know what in the world is going on. But the four things: Lizzie, bad behavior, stream freeze, the script, and dignity and respect. The one that started it all, broken mic came back. The mic is good. I promise you, the mic is good. But honestly, one of the things that definitely does happen, because I maybe I should switch my mic, but this mic takes up a lot of power. So sometimes when I'm running all of this at the same time, things that you guys cannot see, sometimes it does kind of like pull a lot, I guess. And then like the mic might sometimes disconnect, and then when it reconnects, it shuts everything down. I don't know why it does that. A little bit annoying, as you guys can tell. But I did see a comment. I wanted to first of all thank you so much for giving the answer. The furthest route from Helsinki is to Kolari, and it's about 1,200. Damn, they're night trans. I'm back. Sorry, damn, that's crazy. Jeez. When you said Karvis, you said your view on immigrants not integrating to Finland and some cause harm to Finland. What does that mean? Can you tell me real quick before I get going? Because I'm curious what you meant by that. I keep thinking it might be just me since I'm watching in the countryside, but it's not. Yeah, no, it's not just you. I don't know what's going on. The bloodiest avatar battle. 100%. This is the bloodiest right here. The stream froze. Yes, yes. Yes, I am back. But Carlos, explain that before I go because I want to know. So next time topics. Yes, let's close out, guys. Give me some topics for next time. Share them because I'm also look back at the stream so I can see what they are. So next time topics could be coming back to the question about your writing process. Yes, let's talk about what's going on there. Um, at Paris ask about the mic went on strike and the voiceover job, among other things. Yes, I think it's really important to talk to you guys, especially if you're interested in things like voice acting with AI coming. There's actually a method that I have for you guys that might be interested in that. That could definitely save you and make it easy, where you can kind of work with AI, but also work within your bounds of comfortability and still continue your career. Puna, okay, everybody, no more questions. Big D will answer the ones that are there, and then we'll end. Yes, we have to go. The differences of American states. That is good. Sonic the Hedgehog. What about Sonic the Hedgehog? All day, Shadow Guy. Shadow Guy. Now, I don't know a huge amount, but growing up, when they dropped Shadow at some point, I was like, damn, I like that dude. Yes, but what about the refugees? What do you mean? I need that one last one because I really want to know what that means. Carves means probably refugees, but what about the refugees? They won't go to the military service or they are released. They won't. Well, what do you mean by that? Like, for example, military, because I find a lot of value in things like that. Like I said, guys, I didn't do military, it's not necessary. I didn't do military. I come from a military family. And due to the circumstances being different from people of my complexion, the history of my family being in World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, Iraq War, they were like, listen, man, find anything but war to do, right? But that's because of their experiences, the bloodline kind of experience. That being said, my children 100%, I don't care if we was living somewhere else during that time of the military time, I would come back to Finland so that they could go to the military. I think for me personally, when I grew up, no, it sounds silly, but when I grew up doing like American football, like holy moly, we had these things because I played American football for over a decade, but in college and in high school, we have or university, the level of intensity was like insane. Our practices would start 4 o'clock in the morning. We would practice to about 6:30, 7. Then you go, you shower, then you go to your classes, you go to school. And this is starting at the time that you're 15 years old. You go to classes, you go to school. After school is finished, 2:14 for us, straight to practice. Practice starts, you're in gear around 3 o'clock. You're working out from 3 o'clock all the way to probably 5, almost 6 o'clock, getting picked up, going home, doing your homework. Maybe you eat, eat dinner with your family, a little time for entertainment, go to bed, get up, do it all over again. Once I got to college, even harder. But the structure and what American football taught me was like that team, that camaraderie, that needing to be accountable, that ability to hold yourself accountable for the mistakes you make. Yes, it was old school. Unfortunately, like yeah, our coaches used to hit us and all types of stuff. I know that that's not okay today, and I understand those things now. But the level of intensity was serious. So when it comes to the military, I'm not all about those things, but I think it's a necessity to have that under your belt, especially as a young man. I think it's a necessity to find yourself in a position where, even if it's not just for everybody and teamwork, you have to be in a position of being able to challenge yourself, being able to stand with yourself. I challenge every single one of you. You want to be a part of this battle? This is something I'm challenging you to do. Something that has changed my life. 30 minutes uninterrupted to just you. 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes in a day, even if you think you don't. No phone, no music trying to navigate yourself to the fifth element dimension, none of that. 30 minutes sitting with yourself. Most of you will find that it's a lot harder than you think. But 30 minutes to yourself actually allows you to sit down and contemplate thoughts. And they're actually not as negative as you think. A lot of things, if you're struggling with something right now, if you're having a hard time in life, 30 minutes, you can put a timer. I've done it. It's crazy. Like it was, I remember when I first did it, I looked at my clock, it was 15 minutes. I was like, damn, I still got to keep going. And I think that it's all good for us. Of course, we watch our social media and everything, but it's not about, like, I'm not trying to tell guys go on a retreat, detox from social. That's not what I'm saying. But you guys from night till day are looking at phones, are looking at content, even my content. You're looking at things that are feeding into your subconscious, even if you don't realize it. You are taking in other people's ideologies, other people's principles, other people's thoughts. And every day you do that between TV, between cameras, between looking at cameras, between social media, you don't realize that you're starting to like what other people like. You're starting to perceive the world the way other people are showing you to perceive the world. And slowly you start to lose, who am I? What do I actually like? Like, that is one of the craziest things. So, like I told you guys a long time ago, that's why I didn't realize at the moment I was so thankful when I was homeless, because everything was gone. There was no phone. There was no access. I didn't even have a watch. So I didn't know what time it was. And that space, I was able to just self-reflect so much. It was the most peace I've ever had in my mind, which is crazy to think. I wasn't doing drugs, I wasn't doing alcohol, so I wasn't lost in that place. But I challenge you, 30 minutes, guys. Just do, I'm telling you, 30 minutes. And if you do it, comment on my next post, because I'm going to share that. 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes just to yourself. Get a chance to love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. The world ain't never going to love you the way that you should be loved. People around you, unfortunately, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your sister, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, are never going to love you the way that you can love yourself. It all starts internally. And that's the biggest thing, whether it's relationships or anything. You have to stop looking outside of yourself for people to love you the way that you technically need to love yourself first. And guess what? When you learn how to love yourself, you actually attract people that value that, rather than constantly chasing the love that you need to seek within yourself first. All right, guys, I'm gonna come to a close there. Immigrant unemployment is high. This is super true. I haven't taken advantage of that. I don't know how it works. I wish I could explain that. So that is something that goes over my head a little bit. I've been sitting with this business for literally a year into me moving here. I was sitting with this business. So I didn't get a chance to use Kella. I didn't get a chance to use those systems. So I don't really understand them, unfortunately. But I'm a huge fan of anybody that's an immigrant and watches me or things like that. Guys, whether you're trying to get a job, whether you're trying to create your own business, I highly, 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 highly recommend putting yourself in a position mentally to think this way. I know it's not nice. I know you don't want to hear it. It's me to me. Take all the friends out of this equation. I don't care about none of that. Me to you, us. We need to meet ourselves in a mind place to say, I don't want to expect anything. I don't want to expect anything. I want to gain. I want to take it for myself. When you lead with that mindset, you'll be surprised along the way how many more opportunities, how many more blessings you might receive compared to walking around like this. Can somebody? We all need help. Everybody needs help, some more than you even realize. So in that situation, I'm not saying it's a handout, but I'm saying in the concept, think that way first. What can I do to help the next person? How can I put myself in a position to help my family, or to help my family back at home? Put ourselves, I don't have a time to sit down and say, can somebody do this? It's going to come as you go, believe it or not. But unfortunately, the way people are set up, When they see you like this, that just puts disdain in their heart. That's why so many Finns have such a disdain for immigrants, for refugees, is because they see us as this only. They always take from us. They always, it's not completely true, but they always take from us. They always do this. And surround yourself around other immigrants, other refugees that are also busting their balls trying to figure it out. Because iron sharpens iron. Be around those that are talking about trying to achieve, to get, even when it's hard, they're trying. Get around those people. Those are the people, those are the rooms you want to be in. All of them other immigrants, other than other foreigners that are constantly complaining, constantly saying, this, I can't, I can't. I'm not saying their situation. Do not involve yourself in that, because I promise you it will only drain you down. It will never uplift you. I promise you. And that's not just an immigrant thing, that's a people thing. Finns, same thing. Finns amongst Finns that think that way. You got to get away from that. It's super negative. And me being a business owner, me having to provide for my family, me being the sole provider of my family, I don't deal with none of that. I'm like, oh hell no. The moment I start hearing that conversation, well, Finland is just this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Hear what you're saying? I'm gonna keep my stuff right over here, because that's your reality. If that is what it is, what are you doing to work to get yourself to the next country that will be a benefit to you actually? Or perhaps you need to get yourself in an environment that is slightly different than the one that you're in, because clearly that's not at all helpful to you. It sounds harsh, but I'm dead serious. Like, that's the mentality I have when it comes to that. I don't know if that's agreeable or not, but that really is. Are Americans actually as bad in geography as the internet shows? I do believe so. Unfortunately, myself personally, I do have a lot of information because I like history. I like ancient history a lot. So I was a little bit more familiar with different places in the world. But even in my own country, a lot of people don't even know our states. I knew all of them by name except for Rhode Island because I couldn't remember it. So, it just depends on your interests. And of course, in America, they're not pushing that to us. They're not pushing, you need to know this, not even in like our regular classes. They're not, you need to know every state, maybe back in the 90s, but you need to know every country. Not happening. Army gave me new friends, discipline, social skills, better fitness, overall, a great experience. 100%. 100%, all about it. Today's homework, kids, listen to yourself for 30 minutes without any distractions. Do it. Buddha, do it. I'm telling you, you guys really don't know how beneficial it is. Get all the noise out. Don't even listen to me. 30 minutes to yourself. Love your goddamn self. You guys are beautiful. You don't even understand how beautiful you are. How beautiful you are. You live here today. The fact I'm looking at 19 people, I don't give a shit if there was 1,000. 19 people on here right now at this moment. Think to yourself, the fact that you live and breathe today means that many had to suffer before you for you to exist. That alone gives me new breath. I know I have a history in America and all of that, but that alone gives me new breath. Years and years ago, your great great grandmother, your great great grandmother, time has not always been good for everybody, for everyone's family, the sacrifices that needed to be made. The fact that you live and breathe today is because they were able to push through. And that makes you so unique. Take advantage of the life that you're given. Think about every day of tomorrow you were going to die. Changes your perspective immediately. You get to live within the now. Tomorrow's not promised. You don't know what is coming for you. Accident, death, you have no clue. Live today. Live today. And take advantage. Don't just bullshit today. Live today. You really should try out Finnish trains. I have been on several Finnish trains. I just mean I haven't been on them in a while. But you never know how fast it actually ends. True. My boy Strumsham. Hey man, congratulations on your run. We're all proud of you over here. Take your time. I actually just think that I saw your message. Please excuse me for not opening it. I was a little bit MIA because I was rushing through a project this week. I didn't even message to my own brother. I got to get back to him. So please excuse me. I will message you personally and speak with you there. I was feeling down and realized that Mr. D and the Perre Prob still going out here. It might as well come in and listen for this man's advice. You're funny. I'm gonna close it on this. I'm gonna close it on this advice right here. Guys, when I was in America, I told you, American football. I actually also did track and field. I set the record at my school for high jump. I also did the 400 meters. I love track so much when I did it. I was put in a position that football was said to be the better option, even though I wanted to actually do track more. But I'll tell you one thing that changed my perspective, and I hope this does for you as well. You are not the sport that you run. You are not the athlete that you are. You're a person. That comes before anything. That is where your value lies. What your legs can do is not the value. The sport that you do is not the value. You, as the human being, are the value. You lost. Great. Cool. What did you learn? Don't cry to give up, cry to keep going. Right? It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel upset. It's okay to have a tough time. It's all right. That's human. But never give up on yourself. I don't care if you lose 7 races straight. Do you love what you do? Do you enjoy what you do? And keep doing it. It's not always about coming in first place. That's what everybody wants, of course. Of course, but I can tell you the richest man isn't always the happiest man. I can tell you the man with the most trophies isn't always the happiest man. I can tell you the man that's achieved everything isn't always the happiest man. Mainly why? Because what's in here isn't loved. What's in here isn't valued. They don't see themselves beyond that. Mike Tyson is a perfect example when he had the belts that he won over all those years. And they was like, man, these belts, Mike, what do you feel when you look at these belts? He said, these belts are nothing. They don't hold any value. They're just belts. And the biggest reason why he could notice that, the biggest reason why Mike Tyson fell out, had a hard time, for you guys that remember, was dealing with a whole bunch of problems. Obviously, he lost his daughter, all those things. Mike Tyson had an identity crisis because he was so tied to the sport that defined him, but he wasn't defined as the man that he was internally. So that's one thing to always remember. As you run, as you do what you do, have a lot of pride in that. That's beautiful. But always understand that you are the most important value, way beyond the run that you do. I'll leave you with that. What sports do you like to watch on TV? MMA, pretty much it. Don't know why. I played American football, haven't watched it since 2014. Last time I watched it. I don't like to really watch people run on TV and do things when I could just be doing something to help myself get better. I'm not going to lie. I'll go to a game. I'll go to a football game. I'll go to an American football game. I'll go to a hockey game. Then I would more so enjoy it. But watching through the screen, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't know why. Don't know why. And because Finnish people speak so good English, it slows the learning of the Finnish language. That is true. That is true, especially for me, because they don't want to speak Finnish often to me. Does this guy have a Discord server? Guys, for you guys that don't know, on Monday, new Discord opening up tomorrow, Monday, new Discord. Everybody, I'll post it so you guys can all see it. And if you don't see that post, I'll put it in the next video that I make so you guys can see it there. History doesn't identify you 100% as to why I live the life that I live. Guys, I'm going to tell you this as I go. Some of the biggest hate that I get, I don't share it. I don't say it. People talk about, do you deal with racism? Do you know some of the biggest hate that I receive is from people that look like me? Isn't that crazy? My DMs, my YouTube, all of that, when they send me personal messages, mainly comes from specifically other African Americans, not Africans, not people that are just brown, and specifically African Americans. And I say that to say, because when you just said, Carlos, history doesn't identify you, history does affect you. History does have an impact on you. History does have an impact on your culture and maybe the way that you guys came up. But shifts and change can be done. And history is giving us that opportunity as African Americans to make that shift. But as you guys know, there are, in every group that exists around the world, there are people that milk things, meaning they kind of lean on those things that affected them. And then there are those that don't intend to change. So when they see anybody going against that and against what they perceive to be the limitation of people like them, they don't much like that. And that's not just a race thing. That goes straight to Finns do the same thing. Finns can attack certain Finnish celebrities that they see that are doing well. There's a lot of things that, so to me, it's not just a race thing. It's a thing that happens. So Used to it, don't really care. I'm gonna keep living because I don't look at myself in America like we are all connected. I'm connected to the family I came from because most of y'all wouldn't lend me a hand in America if I needed it. So I know the bloodline that I come from. I know the great grandmother that I got a chance to look in the eye, the great grandfather that I got to look in the eye to tell me stories, to tell me how they lead with love, how they directed me, how they were able to share a smile, how they were able to keep their peace. And I said, I'm gonna do the same goddamn thing, and I'm going to extend myself. I'm going to see the world, travel, do things they never could have done. And I want to do it because one, it's an homage, it's in respect, it's in honor of them, but it's also an appreciation of the freedom that my ancestors fought to give me today. So, like I've said many times before, to me personally, everybody has their own beliefs. So I'm not here to go against that. But to me, for me to sit here and say the world's racist, I can't do, I couldn't get this job, this guy was racist, da, 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 I am spitting in the face of my ancestors that were property, were not considered human by law, had no rights, rape and molestation of our children, of our women, beat, brought, hanged, all of that for 400 years. I'm spitting on all of their faces if I say today in 2026 somebody called me the N-word. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on now, bro. I know I can go places in the world and I'm not just gonna be hung up on the tree. Come on, man. That's my personal opinion, but I'm not here to judge other people. I'm saying that's how I feel. I cannot do that. I cannot disrespect my family. So every day I come out, I put my best foot forward and I do what I got to do because I got a family to take care of. And you guys are also part of that perre, right? I got to take care of you with this content. Uh, Moika, how are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Thank you so much for asking. I'm about to run, guys, to see my Juju Kaisen because it's 11. And you guys need to go do that. And you guys also need to spend 30 minutes with yourself, like I said, please. Oh, hell yeah. Thanks for the insight advice in the stream. Guys, by the way, I want y'all to know I don't think I'm bright or nothing like that. I just like, I genuinely, I swear to you, no matter how big this channel gets, no matter how big anything gets, I promise you on everything, this is who I am. I'm not deleting one live. This is who I am as a person. I'm not changing that. Obviously, there's evolve and maturation, yes, but I'm not changing this. I don't care how much success comes. I'm a human first. Everything else is outside. I can't take a rich, I can't take a money, a car, I can't take nothing with me when I die and I'm dead. So the one thing that I do have is how I make other people feel. So I live by a base of morals. I try to live on a base of respect and being kind and caring to others. Don't mean that I'm a pushover, because hell, I'm not a pushover. You ain't gonna be able to do that. But I always believe in having respect and care for others. So to me, I just want y'all to know that when I'm sitting here talking and saying all of these things, I'm not like, well, the life advice. And no, not at all. You can take what I say and throw it out the trash. It don't matter to me. It's just sometimes when I see y'all messages, that conviction in me to just like, I don't know, man. That's why I can't wait to meet you guys in person. I just want y'all to know, like, y'all special, man. Like, don't let nobody take that from you. Life fucked you over. Your childhood fucked you over. Your mom did whatever they did to you. You are beautiful, and let that be within you. Let that breathe within you. I don't care if every video I got to do, every live I got to do, got to start like that. What up, my beautiful family, my beautiful people? How y'all doing today? I hope you guys know that you're special and beautiful. I hope that you guys know that you are a ray of sunshine to this world. And without you, I don't think we can keep revolving. And that's what I got to do. That's what we doing every goddamn time. Because I'm not bullshitting. That's the energy that I feel. So it's the energy that I give. Guarantee when I'm talking to people, it's not usually what I give off, because I give off what I feel come in. And for whatever reason, that's what I feel when I'm speaking to you guys. Moika, oh yeah, you said that. Hell, thanks. Gotta dig in the meaning of that. Take your time on that. It's not easy. Everything comes with life, and we progress and we mature and it goes on. But really, just think about that. If tomorrow starts, if tomorrow you heard, man, you got 3 days left to live, how much would you really care about that loss, man? It wouldn't matter no more. You're trying to think, what can I do within them 3 days? Who can I tell I love? Who can I, like, really? Really, man, like, if you lived it where I'm telling you the value of a moment. I say this out loud. Guys, I'm not a religious guy, but I say this out loud. I sit down, dead serious. I sit down sometimes, and when I just like, I'm having a moment of peace, I just say, thank you. Thank you. I just put it out there because I just want it to be known. I'm thankful, bro. Like I've had so many tough, hard times in my life, moments for sure I did not think I was going to make it out of. I'm so thankful that I'm here today. I'm so thankful I am alive today. I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you guys. I'm just thankful about that. So to me personally, it's just sometimes just say thankful. And even when things are really hard, and they have been, but even when things are really hard and they're difficult and I'm going through them, I'm just like, hey man, you still breathing, you still healthy. I got a beautiful baby that I get to look at every day, and he's healthy. He's doing well. I got a beautiful son that loves me. Dad, can you play with me? Oh, constantly. This boy is always like energy bolt. I don't know if I asked him the other day. I said, "Son, are you using a charger in the back of your neck every night? How you so wired like this to play all the time?" And I have the gift of seeing I have a partner that loves me and wants to be there for me and support me. And it's just like that right there is more than any riches or gold I could ever have, and I actually get nervous sometimes. I'll be honest with you. I stunt my own growth sometimes because I get nervous about having real, true success. Because I say, what if that takes me away from the time with my family? What if that takes me away from being able to be present like I am? So a lot of times I just think that maybe for the beginning period now, I kind of stay more with them. And as they get older, maybe allow myself to go into those things because I'm definitely chasing my dreams. Don't get that wrong, but I'm pacing it differently because I don't want like I have a strict thing. Like if I'm in a meeting, my kid needs me, meeting adjourned, over. Don't care if that client don't want to be with me no more. Over. Because that client ain't gonna be with me on my deathbed. That client not gonna be there when I need them. That client isn't a love that I got to see be born and hold in my arms. That money ain't gonna be there when I'm buried. You see? So to me, I understand the value of people that truly love me. You got to be there for them. Stop screwing over the people that really care for you. Be there for them. Love them. Appreciate it. Because many of us don't have that kind of love in our lives. And now that we have that, we truly appreciate that. So when you get it, and if you even have it, a small slither of it, give that love back in return. Always, guys. But yeah, see, man, you're the best. You're the best, and I really appreciate that comment. First, the pep talk was for me. Now, Johannes, but it still always be for the same. But all of this is for the family. But I know, I went all dog eat dog world, 100%. But the funny thing is, people say it's a dog eat dog world. That's true. But the craziest thing is, if person by person was to change that, the impact would be phenomenal. I always tell people the biggest way to change the world is to change your household. Stop focusing on what everybody else doing. Stop trying to tell everybody else how to live their life. Just do it inside your own home. I'll tell you this. Like I said, sharing with you guys a perre. I did not grow up in a peaceful home. I was terrified of my home. I'll be honest with you. I was really, really scared as a kid. I'm gonna put it that way. So to me, one beautiful gift I get is I get to come home to a positive energy because mainly it's my energy that comes in the house. The dog's excited to see me. My children are excited to see me. My partner's looking forward to see me. They call me Papa. They love me. That's like, what else do I need, bro? Like, this isn't a like, oh, guys, look at my life. No, I'm thankful. This might not have been my life. Like, it's still a roll of a dice kind of lucky thing, like 100%. So I'm just saying that, like, growing up with that not being the case and then experiencing this, it's so real. So I'm just like, to me personally, like, it's crazy to have this like experience where I'm like, man, if more dads and moms focused on this shit right here, raising kids to be respectable, raising kids to have empathy, raising kids to stand up for themselves, this would change the dynamic. I have a son that I legitimately take the time to show love because I want him to understand this is what's right so that when you go out in the world, you will realize that is wrong. I don't have to constantly tell you people shouldn't do this. You see it in the household. Most of us learn everything in the household first before we trickle out into the world. If you got curiosities, bring them to me. Son, never lie. Tell me the truth. Even if you made a mistake, tell me the truth. Son, you've been out drinking late at night. Call me. Tell me the truth. I'd rather you feel comfortable enough to call me. Know you're going to get chastised knowing that you were wrong because especially if you're young. I would rather you feel comfortable to do that and say, "Ah, dad, I know dad's gonna get on my ass, but I know he's my dad. I have to call him." Rather than hopping in a car with other 15, 16-year-olds and possibly a car accident, death, right? I don't need you afraid of me. Respect for sure. Fear, you don't need to. And to me, by raising our young children, we truly have a big impact on what the next generation could be. So, dog eat dog world, true, because that's how people have been raising their kids. As soon as their kids are born and raised, you cut the wings off of them and you constantly tell them about the world out there, the people out there, the people out there. Teach them the right thing in the home. Show them love by action, not by just words. Show them respect by actions, not just by words. Show them how to respect a woman by being respectful to your partner. Show them how to be respectful to a man by being respectful to your partner. This is how you teach. Stop talking so much. These words mean nothing. I tell my son that all the time. Words mean nothing to me. Actions mean everything. Your words, that's where the value is. I teach them that every single time. How can you tell somebody's being a pervert? How can you tell these different weird things? Watch their actions, son. Don't watch out for strangers. Watch out for strange behavior. Because it's most of the time people that you know, not people that you don't know, right? So it's just these little things. If we took time to actually raise the next generation, I know I'm doing that. I can't speak for everybody else, but the only thing I can do is prepare my kids to do that. That's it. So I wish as time goes on, more people around the world could do that same thing. Every time you look at your kid and you say, oh my God, he's like this and he's like this. You're raising him. He's in your house. It comes from you first. A lot of people don't realize all the little things that they're doing, that their kid is adopting from them. And then they'll blame them and say, oh, why are you like that? Or why are you, the kids at your school must be getting to you. The reason the kids are getting to them at the school is because you yourself were not a big enough influence in their life for them to lean on you. Kids are going to make mistakes. Kids are going to fuck up. But at the same time, how are you going to be there to lead them through that fuck up? I expect my kids to make many mistakes, 100%. And as I teach them now, there's a consequence to every mistake that you make. Life will teach you that consequence. Most of the time, I don't have to. That's the way you guide them. Where do we go? How much does it cost to get off the bench? The bench where? In football? What does that even mean? You seem to miss one of my messages. It requests again for the Discord server. Add a channel for us to make the Big D avatar story based on the stream elements. I am opening it tomorrow for that. It's not open yet. I'm going to open it up tomorrow on Monday. I will share the link and everything. Monday, Daddy, why don't you stream on Twitch? I don't know anything about Twitch. What do I do on there? I just do this. Is that a thing? I don't know. I thought Twitch was gaming people. I didn't know it was like everybody could do it or just talk. I don't know. YouTube better, LOL. I feel like Twitch could bring a lot more popularity and people can donate money too. First of all, I will say this. Making content, I appreciate making content. I'm not going to ask you guys for money. That's not going to happen. If you decide to do that, that's super, super cool. And that would just possibly put me in a position to feel like I got to do a certain type of content. But yeah, that's not what I'm going to be asking from you guys to put money. Just by, like, for example, you guys watching videos and things like that. In a sense, there's a commission for that. But it feels different because that's just you paying via watching. Right. So I don't never want y'all to feel like y'all in a position that y'all got to do nothing like that. Money is scarce. It's not easy. And I understand that. So for me to ask for money from somebody else's pocket, not going to happen from me. And I hope that I can get you guys deals though when I'm doing collaborations, like I said with Ohaku and that, because really the drinks were super good. I'm not going to market nothing to y'all that's ass. Like if y'all like it, then y'all can purchase it. But I'll try to get you a deal on it, of course. I feel like the Twitch could bring. Oh yeah. Hey, it's not about the popularity, but facts. Yes, the community is there. There's no reason to switch between. Definitely, this is definitely about the better. This 100%. This whole live thing, 100% really is. Like I want to, as I made a video a while back, maybe about 2 weeks ago, but I was like, I really want to build a community with you guys. I've been making content now for a while, and I haven't felt like I had that true connection. I'm just making videos. So this is my first time ever having the opportunity to just be like, wow, like I'm getting to see you guys, talk to you guys, hear your thoughts, hear your questions, and it feels amazing. Because really, guys, every day when I'm sitting down making videos, you just got a double size X camera in your face, and then you're just watching something, and you're low key, you're like a psychopath. You're just talking to yourself, you know? Maybe not psychopath, schizophrenia, maybe, but you're just talking to yourself. And in my mind, it's kind of funny because ever since, to be honest, I got to give all credit to you guys. Ever since you guys started watching my content and us having these lives, I can low key almost feel you guys. That sounds super crazy, but feel you guys through the camera when I'm speaking during videos. Because before you're just making it to an audience that is growing, but you don't know who they are really. But then once I started the live, then I'm like, hey, I know Puna might say this, I know Carlos might say this, I know Lizzie might say this, I know. So it like, I'm still trying to figure out that Swedish name, might say this, or so it 100% changed like my perception of it. So I'm super thankful to you guys. Did Finland give you peace after all the experiences you have been through? 100%. No doubt about that. 100%. It was like a world outside of itself. I have a joke about that. I'll tell in the next one we do. He asks how much you bench press. Oh, well, the most I've ever bench pressed today, I don't do super heavy anymore, but maybe I should because guys, I think I said this before, I'm getting back in shape. I've been lifting again heavy, getting back in the gym. The most I've ever weighed was 122 kilos, but I'm getting back in shape because I'm preparing for a collaboration that I'm not going to tell you guys yet. That's one thing I'm going to hold for you because I'm excited for you guys to see. But yeah, nowadays, it's been a while since I've like gone to a super heavy level and also had somebody, because a lot of times I don't believe in bench pressing even a max that I can't lift myself. That's just my belief. It's nice that people can be there to support you, but to me personally, I'm like, I don't really feel like I was able to lift that because it was more so like somebody was there and I felt safe enough to get spotted. So to me, it's like I gotta at least be able to do 3 of it for me to feel like, yeah, that's about right. So because it's been a while since I've lifted that heavy, I can say I can do 100 kilos for probably like 16 or 17 reps. Is that fair? That's like today. The most I've ever benched is around, I don't know what this is. Let me do this in kilos because I have it in my mind, but I don't have it in kilos. It's in pounds. Most I've ever benched is 184 kilos. That's as much as I've ever benched. And I squatted when I was doing my squats back in the day. My squat was 272 kilos. That's the heaviest I've ever squatted. Back in those days when I was lifting heavy and had good knees. Um, yeah, but when you open it, having that channel there would be awesome, especially for me and Expel B. 100%. 100%. Expelled underscore B. Thank you. Because I was like, what was the name when he made that? This live stream was a great idea. I'm glad I caught it. I'm so glad that you caught it and you were a part of it. Yes, 100%. Guys, I'm going to officially run. I got through all the messages. I'm proud of myself, and I did my best. I fell off a few times to stay within a minute and 30 seconds when I was answering. Absolute beast. Well, I'm trying, man. And one thing that I'll say lastly is my dad always taught me this when I was growing up, and I learned it from him. And to this day, I still follow that when I'm in the gym. He said, weight will always win. So to me, I even teach that to my son when he's at the gym watching me lift and stuff. Metal is metal. My body is not metal. My body is not indestructible. So from when I lift it, I'm not talking about just lifting the weight, guys. I'm talking about taking a 20-kilo dumbbell off the floor. I squat down, pick it up, and use my body, even when it's not that heavy to me, to lift it, right? Because little things like tweaks to your body, tweaks in your neck, all of these things can happen sometimes. So to me, I always respect the weight because I know that the weight is greater than me. So anytime that I'm doing weight, I'm not trying to do weight when my arms are shaking, my legs are shaking. It's dumb. I would rather be doing it where it's like, okay, I know that this is maybe a little bit heavy, but I understand that I can control this weight. And by doing controlled reps, by doing a controlled exercise, I'm actually benefiting my body. When I'm all shaky and things like that, the muscle groups that I'm trying to work on are actually not activating to the level. So if I'm trying to do, I think, guys, I'm so sorry to be going this. I was a fitness trainer for a long time, so please excuse me for getting into it. But for a second, if I want to work on my biceps, for example, and I'm trying to do a bicep curl, but I'm using the barbell, right? Because I do sometimes barbell can actually bring a lot of thickness. Barbell from the squat rack. I'm trying to use a barbell, but I have let's say, I don't know, you have 40 kilos, 20, 20, 60 kilos technically because adding the bar. And then you're trying to curl that and your arms are shaking and everything. You're engaging all of this back, shoulder. You're not hitting that detailed muscle group that you want to focus on. So to me, it's kind of pointless to be doing things that are going to cause you to do that, right? But yeah. Oh, we're coming to the end. And Puna, shout out my moderator. He knows what's going on. At the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care how masculine you think you are. And for my feminine ladies in here, we all about it. We got to do an adios, a bye bye, a see you later, a moika out family hug. Y'all can leave the little, the little, look, I'll put mines too. Hold on, let me put mines. Y'all can leave it just like this. Let me put it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Hold on. I'm putting it right now. I almost text y'all that. That's funny. An ending hug. We got to have our ending hug to this. Bring that bitch in. Come on. Come in. Come into Papa's arms. Right here. Come into the diesel. Right here. Boom. Boom. Right there. Perre. Perre on the way out. Can y'all put it right there in the chat before we get out of here? Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. And when I say the chat, it's because it's over there. You guys are not chat. I'm never talking to you that way. You are perre. There's no chat because I cannot stand when I hear people in those goddamn live videos. What do I do? Chat, chat, chat. Like, god damn, can somebody have a different name? Can somebody be more genuine and connected to the community? But anyway, look at that. I love that. I can't wait to see you guys next week. I will be posting a question. I already saw that, Lizzie, you put it there, but I will be putting and posting, putting a post one Discord tomorrow. I'll put that, but I'll also be putting a post as well that will ask you guys what interest do you have for next Sunday that we can talk about. Fam, good night, fam. What you know about fam? East Coast slang right there. I see you. Family stays together. I love it. Per repita uta. Always. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Moika out. Awkward. I had to hold my fist there. Y'all saw that?